Welcome to the Explainer. Let's jump right in, guys. Today, we're going to distill the true psychological essence of stress-free trading, pulling directly from our source material. Now, right off the bat, this text might seem a little difficult to parse, maybe even totally bizarre, but stick with me here, because as we break it down, you're going to see that it actually contains a profound roadmap for surviving the psychological warfare of the financial markets. We are going to extract the pure signal from the absolute noise, and by the end of this explainer, I promise you'll have a completely fresh perspective on what it takes to actually find success, and more importantly, peace of mind as a trader.
So listen to these exact words from our source material. Quote, young work, foreign, come on, right, foreign, okay? I know exactly what you're thinking. That sounds like chaotic, disjointed gibberish, right? But what is so fascinating here is that this overwhelming wall of sheer noise perfectly represents what the market actually feels like to a beginner. Think about it. When you first open up a trading terminal, you've got flashing red and green lights, moving averages crossing over, news tickers scrolling in 1,000,000 miles an hour. Your brain doesn't process that as clear, actionable information. No way. It processes it as entirely foreign. It's literally an alien language, repeating relentlessly, just completely overwhelming your senses.
Section 1. Navigating the foreign noise, the trader's reality.
Stepping into the market is like stepping into a massive data hurricane, where almost everything feels totally disconnected from any immediate, recognizable logic. It's a constant bombardment. And to become stress-free, the absolute very first step is accepting that the market's default language is and always will be noise. Let's actually break down the specific components of this market noise from our text, because it brilliantly illustrates the exact psychological stress that blasts new traders every single day. First, we have the word foreign, repeated over and over. That's the sheer incomprehensibility of market movements. Then we get to and What are those? Those are the sounds of human hesitation. That is you sitting at your desk, finger just hovering over the mouse, totally unsure of what to do next because the data makes absolutely zero sense. And finally, look at that phrase, come on. That is the sound of pure, unadulterated frustration. It's the trader begging the market to do what they want, literally pleading with the stock to bounce back. Foreign, come on. That right there is the complete emotional cycle of an unprepared trader facing the noise.
Section 2. The internal trader struggle. Doubt and confusion. Experiencing all that external noise doesn't just stay on your computer screen. It seeps into your mindset, and it triggers a deep, intense internal battle. The chaos of the market forces the trader to look inward. Look at this exact quote from the source. I don't know. This marks a huge pivotal moment in the trader's journey. This is the moment of surrender to the noise. It perfectly illustrates that paralyzing self-doubt that just creeps into your mind. When the market does the exact opposite of what your technical analysis predicted, when literally all you see is foreign data, this is the inevitable question you're going to ask yourself. It is a really painful place to be, for sure. But honestly, it's also the first step toward becoming stress-free. Admitting I don't know strips away the ego. It's the humbling realization that you simply cannot control the market.
But the text pushes it even further. It goes from I don't know to this incredibly profound identity-questioning moment. What am I? Just think about how deeply the stress is affecting the trader's core mindset here. When a big trade goes terribly wrong because you got lost in all that foreign noise, you don't just question your trading strategy, you start questioning your entire identity. Am I actually a trader? Am I cut out for this? What am I even doing with my life? It is a full-blown existential crisis brought on by flashing numbers on a screen. If you have ever traded with real money, you know the heavy, crushing weight of this exact question. Our source brilliantly distills the absolute lowest emotional point of trading into 3 simple words. What am I?
Section 3. Indicators, range, and dollars. Finding the signal.
Right when the trader is questioning their very existence, our source text throws us a lifeline. Because hidden deep within the market's chaos are clear, concrete technical terms to help filter out all that noise. Let's compare these two totally different mindsets. On the left side of your screen, we have the foreign and the unknown. This is the hesitation, the uhs, the ums, the ego, the what am I. It is strictly the domain of stress. But on the right side, we have the grounding reality of clear trading signals, indicators, and range. Successful, stress-free traders learn to ruthlessly cut away that left side. They completely stop trying to translate the foreign noise, and they definitely stop asking existential questions. Instead, they force their complete, unbroken focus onto the right side,
They look at the mechanics, they look at the math.
And our source gives us a literal 4-step progression hidden right there in the transcript for doing exactly this. So let's walk through it together. Step 1. Know our trade currently right now. This is all about supreme situational awareness. Stop worrying about what the market did yesterday. Stop stressing about what it might do tomorrow. Where are you right now? Step 2. Look at the range. Establish the hard boundaries of the market's current movement. Find your high, find your low. Step 3. Use indicators. Apply your technical tools to actually make sense of the action happening within that specific range. And here's the kicker. If you have the discipline to follow those first 3 steps, completely ignoring all the foreign noise, it leads directly to step 4, the ultimate financial reward mentioned in the text, dollars. It's a stunningly clear, highly effective roadmap pulled straight from the chaos.
Section 4. The ultimate buffet outcome, reaping the rewards.
Okay, so we've survived the noise. We've battled the existential dread, we've focused on the range in our indicators, and we have successfully secured the dollars. Now, we get to explore this highly evocative, kind of hilarious description of success from our text. Eat a buffet, making an outcome guy. Now, is it grammatically correct? Absolutely not. But is it an unforgettable way to describe abundance? You bet it is. Eat a buffet represents the ultimate stress-free reward. When you finally conquer the market's noise and stick purely to your technical signals, you aren't just scraping by anymore, you're at the buffet. You have choices, you have abundance, you have transformed from a stressed-out beginner crying, "What am I?" into an outcome guy, someone who focuses purely on positive, repeatable, concrete results.
In fact, we need to officially define this term based strictly on our source context. Let's call it the buffet outcome. The buffet outcome is the direct result of successfully navigating the market's noise, respecting the range, and trusting your indicators to finally achieve the dollars. It is that beautiful moment where strict, almost robotic technical discipline finally translates into real human joy and abundance. It's the point where you literally no longer care that the market is speaking a foreign language because you've learned exactly how to extract your meal from it anyway. As we look at the closing moments of our source text, we find this deeply relatable parting thought. Maybe we did it, episode. After the sheer intensity of the noise, the deep internal struggle, and the rigid, disciplined execution of the trade, there's no arrogant chest pounding here. There is just this quiet, contemplative exhaustion. Maybe we did it. It perfectly captures that hard-fought victory over the market. You close your laptop for the episode, you take a deep breath, and you just appreciate the fact that you survived another day in the chaos, and you actually came out on top.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought that perfectly summarizes our entire journey through this really incredible source material. If the market is always going to speak a foreign language, if it is always going to be throwing completely unintelligible data at you, what are you choosing to tune your ears to? Are you letting yourself be paralyzed by the noise, the hesitation, and the self-doubt? Or are you actively training yourself to only hear the indicators, the range, and the clear path to the Buffett outcome? Really think about that the next time you pull up a chart. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I truly hope this focused mindset brings a whole new level of clarity to your own trading journey. Catch you next time.